Hello. How's everybody tonight? Okay. Hey, Chris. Thank you for being here. Grandma Sherry. Hello. Lighting the way for the vanished. Hello. KP Mule. Hello. Kimosabi had to go to bed. Yeah, I've just been gone for a while, so I wanted to go live, and I was gonna be brave and talk about the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, but my eye had other plans. So I had to take my contact out, and it feels like I've cut it. I don't know what I did to it, but I can't wear my contact, and I don't have glasses like a dumbass. So I'm one-eyed vision, which doesn't make for looking at a computer screen to do research very easy. So, hey, who's your cold cases and chaotic beauty and crime? Crimezilla, hello. Glad you guys are here. So I don't really have anything. Like I have been listening and trying to catch up on what I've been missing, all the drama, all the just put a patch over it, nobody will notice. I don't think it, I mean, obviously it's like red in here, but I don't know, but it's super annoying. It's been bothering me all day. I think what I did was I put two contacts in at the same time, because when I was on vacation, I changed them because it's so dry out there. And I'm pretty sure that I had contacts in the case that I took. And I feel like I have two in there because it feels like either I've cut my eyeball or one of the contacts is like still in there, but it's like floated somewhere unseeable. I don't know. It's super annoying. Yeah. Breaker kits for all my friends. Well, I bought a whole bunch of car window breaker kits. Yes, I have one of those. My hubs bought them for everyone, but it is one of my biggest fears of like, I used to get so paranoid about driving because I'm not a great driver. I'm actually pretty terrible at it. I have no depth perception, so I was always really paranoid about drifting off the road or taking a turn there was a turn where I used to live out in Morrisville, and you're going down old 267 and there's like a gravel pit, and there's also like a body of water, and there isn't really anything blocking the way. And I mean, I probably drove people crazy because I had my kids in my car, so I had to work out all these scenarios of like, if we went off the road, what would I do? Oh my gosh, what would I do? And how would I be able to save my children? And then finally I just started going the long way because it was stressing me the hell out. Hey Lips, how are ya? But yeah, Chris had asked how my trip was, and it was amazing. I was super tired because it was just like a lot of family time. But it was so much fun, and my nephew I don't know, I thoroughly love being an aunt. And yeah, so he's just like, I was telling my brother before we went, I'm like, this baby has the ability to make you feel like you are seen and that you are the most important person in the world. and he embodies that. And like he would just like sit there, like he'd be eating or doing something, and people are just kind of sitting, or someone was off by always the person that was kind of off by themselves, and he would just point like, hey, hey, and he just point at that person and just give them the biggest smile, and just like, he just makes you feel like $1,000,000. So it was the best time, and I got a lot of good video footage because I'm going to be making a little family movie, since he is out there and we are here. I want him to know that like every time I go on a trip there, I make a video, and that way he can watch it on rare occasions, because they don't allow him to watch a lot of phones and stuff like that, which I totally agree with. So yeah. Yeah, he is gonna have the best life. Like, he doesn't meet a stranger. We'll be in a restaurant and he's just, hi, hi. And he knows some sign language, so it's super cute. Watching him, like, all done, or, more. He's got quite a few of them down, but they're pretty cute. Yeah, my other nephew too, who's here, um, I babysat him before I went, and I mean, he is a hoot, but in like a totally different way. So even though, they're both boys, they're both close to the same age, but it's just like night and day. And he started to put sentences together now. He's like 1.5. And he's sitting there not eating this nasty macaroni and cheese that I made the poor kid, and he's wanting my food, and he's learned to, like, follow you. And so he wanted my pepperoni and cheese, and I'm like, okay, it's not turkey, but I'm not going to tell your mom. And I gave him a pepperoni, and then he was like, more, more cheese. And I was like, okay. So I gave him a piece of cheese, and he sat there and he rolled it up just like I was doing. And it was so cute. And then he was starting to get into his food, and then he wanted to talk, and he kept saying, Avery bites, Avery bites, Avery bites. And I was like, she does? He's like, yeah, Avery bites. It's like, okay. I love having conversations with babies. It's just like the best joy. Hey, Westmeister and Pug. Hello. How are you? And Lake. I think I said hi to Lake, but I don't know. What's the truth? Babies are great. Can't stay sad around them, and they are natural drummers. They really are. Like, they're just the innocence. Like, they haven't been marred by societal restraints or political views or, racial bias, and just all of the things that, they just are love. And I think it's just beautiful. Yeah. Lighting the way for the Vanished has asked me to come on her channel, and that will be Tuesday night. The show starts at 7:30. I don't know what she's got in the lineup, but I am going to be discussing some Delphi with her. So yeah, definitely subscribe to her channel, and then come on this Tuesday night at around 7:30 for the live show, where I will be on there. Yeah, crime, they really are. Tricky streams. Yeah, Chris, we do tend to do that. I don't know where she's been lately. You need to have another one. She should come on here right now, even though I'm just drinking water. But I went on vacation, and then I just on a whim, I don't even know what I was forking thinking, but I decided that I was gonna redo my kitchen. So I started mudding and caulking and all kinds of crazy stuff because I can't just do it like a little bit. The wall has to be absolutely perfect. So they look pretty good. I just finished up today. I've got some trim to do later this week and install a backsplash, but I'm excited about it. It feels so much brighter in there. But so what have I missed? What have I missed? Anything? I did see that they found Kylie Rhodey. That was super sad. It doesn't look like, from the last I saw, oh my gosh, it doesn't look like there's any foul play or anything like that. Yeah, I turn my the light down on my computer. Oh, that's so much better. Sorry, my room's super dark, but it feels better on my eye. It really is, Grandma Sherry. Just like those little changes, just like my family was like, "You're just so bizarre." Like I was so excited about the paint color. But now it means that I have to paint my living room because they share a wall and can't. Oh, but that other color, it was one of those things where it looked great in those other people's kitchen and living room. And it was supposed to, two walls were the one color, and then this like very light white gray. Oh my God. I came home after the painters had finished, and I mean, I immediately was like, what is this? When babies have those, this sounds gross, but those like clay diapers where it looks like clay poop. Ugh, that's what color it is. And it's just drove me crazy ever since. But it's a cathedral wall, so I'm going to have to hire someone to paint that one. It sucks. I like to do it myself. Did one on monkey. What's that mean? I have got a lot to catch up on Ange episodes, and I did see where the Keegan Kline stuff, I don't know. It's, to me, it's like a lot of speculation, like, yeah, I do agree with Murder Sheet about like, could it really be, is it coincidence, like what else would they be looking for? But it looked like they had some type of metal detector. I don't know. It could be a device detector or something. I don't know what it could be. But obviously the suspicion is that he's told them someone's thrown something over that bridge that would obviously be big enough to help him receive some kind of a deal with the prosecutor of Miami County. And in doing so, obviously it would benefit him. And so they're not going to give him that with all of those charges against him for just like, oh, well, there's another phone, like all the things that you can think about. So it's like, what else would bring that amount of force to a search of the Wabash in Peru? I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody have thoughts on it? No. Yeah, I like being busy too. It's it's a good way to be, I feel like. I'm gonna grab a tissue. Okay. Oh, look, I have some. Ooh, it's hot in here too. Might have to grab a t-shirt in a minute. I love wearing sweatshirts, and I'm just so ready for summer to be over. It's the worst season for me. I hate it. But it makes me appreciate the fall when we get to have one here in Indiana. Oh, I was going to try. Yeah, Grandma Sherry, negotiations. So a lot of times, you know, just from the other cases that I have, like FOIA and things like that in the past, you know, the contingency will be that if the information ends up leading to, and like in Ashley Garth, you know, in the case with Nicole Bowen, will the information lead us to, will we be able to verify it? And if so, and then it was contingent, her plea deal was contingent upon her DNA not being present on any of the items used to kill Nicole Bowen. And that wasn't the case. Her DNA was on those items, and she was a part. She said that she had nothing to do with the murders, and obviously that was a lie. And so they had a plea deal ready for her, like they had the others, but it was contingent upon that. And so that's what the record reflected once that paperwork came out. And so I think that's probably why it's being negotiated. If the search has to do with Delphi, I think it has to be something big, or they wouldn't give him one. I mean, I was listening to Murder Sheet, and I don't know, this is not confirmed. I just heard it on there that Doug Carter flew in on his helicopter to make a special appearance to ask him not to give him a deal. So that's super confusing if he's going to go into the custody of the Indiana State Police. But then again, it could have been a ploy to get him to talk. Like, no, throw the book at him in hopes that he will reach out and been like, okay, I understand the severity of what I'm facing here. I'm ready to talk, you know? Oh my goodness. Professor Pug sent a sticker. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, you hate summer too? Yes, finally, I'm not the only one. I hate it. I don't like it. I like summer if I could be in a pool on a sunny day that's not too hot to float. I don't want to necessarily have to be submerged in the water. I just want to float above it with a nice cold drink. And then I would love summer, but Indiana is absolutely miserable. It's way too humid, and you just can't even walk to your car. You know, I don't like that. I don't understand it. At least when you're cold, you can put more clothes on. And unfortunately, you know, it's frowned upon to take your clothes off in public when it's too hot. And Kate, thank you. The radio station always has a channel about the craziest stories out of Florida. Is Indiana becoming the next Florida? I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. And there's a podcast. It's called They Always Move to Florida. It's like a murder podcast. And I don't even know if it's good or not, but the title alone makes it like, yeah, you got to check that out. And I know, like, when I get on newspapers.com, if you just put in, like, you're looking for something super crazy, like, just put in Florida. Like, it's going to be there. Oh, it's like too dim. I can't see. But thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. I almost forgot to tell you guys. We donated our money from well, see, I haven't got September's yet, but September's will go to well, actually most of it will go to Miss Donna, but last month's went to Miss Jerry. So Karina McClurkin's mother, and I sent her the money I think it was right before I left for vacation. So it wasn't much, but hey, you know what? She was super grateful, and she was going to put it back for the they're going to have a celebration of life in September. So I'd really like to try to go to that. I think it would be, if it's open to the public, I would like to try to go to that and be there for her. And but yeah, I think it was 120. It was either 120 or 140. But yeah, it felt good to do that for her. And it's not a lot, but hey, that can buy meal for the night or balloons or and if everybody else did that, other channels, so then they could have a really nice dinner out or just something for them. They've been through hell and back, and I was glad to be able to do that. Yeah, we did that as a channel. So without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And so I'm very grateful for you and your donations. And I always want to keep you abreast of what, like I used the memberships. I used the stickers and the the ones up on the screen. I've forgotten what they're called. Super chats. To be able to do that. The channel itself, as far as like videos, does not generate, it's like cents. So whatever is given is coming from the members and people that donate in the chat. And so I'm very appreciative of that. And like I said, Miss Donna is going to be, it'll be August's, but it'll be in September because that's when AdSense pays a month behind. A month behind. Halloween stuff. Oh, where's Chaotic? What was? I used the article as a current event assignment in my class, and the teacher got mad at me? What article? Oh, I see it. Growing up in Florida, a guy held up a gas station with a jar of peanut butter instead of a gun. He got away. Oh my gosh, I eat peanut butter every day. I had a little bit just before I came on here. I'm on this ketogenic diet because I don't know, it makes my stomach feel so much better. Plus, I need to lose weight. I bought a scale, and it was like, you jerk. Can't believe you did that. And I got on it and was like, holy crap. That's not good. So oh, thank you again. You're so sweet. Every little bit helps, and we appreciate you donating just a little bit. A lot is good too. God will reward the cheerful giver. You are correct. Oh my word, that's hilarious. The peanut butter robber. Oh. Oh, you can join on a iPhone. On phone sometimes. Yeah, you can. I don't know how other than just to like do it. Oh, Grandma Sherry, thank you so much. Oh, yes, Miss Donna. I'm trying to decide what will come up after the donation to Miss Donna. Um, I think it would be maybe not be able to do it every month, but I do have something that I need to say. I got scammed by his name is Matt, and he took me for $150 because he was going to create a website for me. And he just took my money and never followed through. And that is, I shouldn't have done it. I'd been talking to the guy for a really long time, just like he'd help me out, with like getting information, and made a couple thumbnails for me, and just seemed like a really genuine person. And yeah, that didn't quite work out. So that was a month's of it. But yeah, that really sucked. So I do want to say, because I feel really bad that I contacted other creators on his behalf, and I promoted his website. And yeah, I feel kind of I hurt by that, because apparently he has done, I don't know, I'll have to get an update from her, but I sent him another creator, and in turn she sent him another creator, and then things started to look a little fishy. And somehow I'm the one that was helping him get business, and then he just never did mine, thinking I'm just gonna be quiet about that? Like, hello. I'm not going to be quiet about someone's taking someone's money and not following through. And then, like, all the stuff that he said he needed the money for was all faked. And he did show me like a rough draft on Webador, which I found out is a free site. And when it looked so good on the surface. So there was actual things that I, was seeing, like, oh wow, I'm gonna have a store on Amazon where you can buy merch. The merch was like a little sling bag, a little ice packs with just the logo on them, or, different sayings were supposed to be on them and things like that. And there was actually images of that, but it was all fake. So, but, to someone that doesn't know anything about web design, you don't know. And then when I was reading it, I was like, well, I wrote all of this. So he just like had taken a bunch of stuff that I'd already written. And there was some that I think he wrote, but when I suggested things that I wanted different on my website, he kind of would get like, well, it's fine, but I've just been working on this all weekend. And it's like, dude, I can tell that you did not put my logo on there. Like, you've taken it and like tried to fit it in the circle, but it didn't fit. So, anyways, do not, if you are a creator or anyone out there, like, do not get a web site, someone promising you a website by the name of Matt. You know, it's unfortunate. I really liked the guy. And that's the thing, is like, he had said that he had, and I mean, I have no reason to believe that that's not true, a lot of health problems. And like, but it was always something, It's like at some point, I mean, I've had a child with health problems all my life, and it's not an excuse to just like blow someone off and not do what you've promised. Um, and in a way, it's manipulative when people come into your life that constantly use excuses. Like, I didn't necessarily I felt weird about coming on tonight. I wanted to because, I haven't been on here and I want to say hi to everybody, but I couldn't. What am I going to do? So, but my eye is no excuse to not keep my word, you know? I mean, there's definitely things that come up, and that's understandable. It's a red flag when you're around someone that there's always something coming up. It's manipulative. So you can just be on a watch for that. And I also watched, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to drop the link for this. I'm going to have to go and find it first. But I watched this video recommended to me by a friend today. And it was phenomenal of understanding humans, which is what I love to do. Hold on. Let me find this. And
Ladies and gents,
now it's going to play.
By Dr. Professor Sam Vaknin. And we're going to be...
It was so good and so informative and easy to understand, but yet deep concepts, but broken down into layman's terms. The one guy said it, and he said it brilliantly, is like, I want a teenager in a relationship to be able to watch this and be able to use it and understand it. And so it was like it was really good. Let me share this really quick. But it talks about narcissistic fantasy lives of narcissists and borderlines. I see it in like, well, obviously Greeno, but in other friends of mine, a couple, and it was just like so enlightening to be able to understand the dynamic of what's going on there. And I love it when any kind of short video can give you insight like that. So thank you to that special friend. Oh, yes, Professor Pug. I did too. What is the ideas? Yeah, it did suck, Angel. Hi, Angel Bear. And yes, it did suck. Oh, thanks. Thanks, girl. Oh, you do? What is it? I want to know what the idea is for merch. I just am not, like, you can only juggle like so many things at one time, and it just seems like I'm struggling to keep it all up, but it's self-induced because what happens to me is like I am proofreading a book right now, but it's a lot of pressure, and I don't want to be offensive, and so I'm just like, and like I want to help make this book really good for this person, and it is, but it's like something in my head is just like, no, you're not going to be able to, like, you're not going to be able to add anything, like, like it was just like, anyway. And so I'm trying to avoid that, I think. And then that's why I started on the kitchen. And then I also had a bunch of episodes and things that I needed to get done on this front. And then obviously work and family and the house and laundry and everything like that from vacation. And, so I do it to myself, but all of the little like merch and figuring out how to make that damn fork be a normal size, like I cannot seem to be able to do it. And then like the star, I've worked on that of like it's not supposed to have a background. It's just supposed to be just the star, and it's not. And it's just like annoying. And so it's just like I'm so sorry to the members for failing you. Like I just like I'm using excuses. Like it's just like I'm sitting there trying to do it, and it's just like every time I upload it, it seems to shrink even smaller. And I'm like, what the heck? Somebody use their fork so I can see it. And I need to think of more, and like creatively, I have nothing. I don't know. I've done live streams and nobody shows up. So that's not what members want. I try to post like, information. So it's just like, I just feel like I'm failing at having members, and it gets to me because I always want to try to do the best I can at whatever I'm doing. And so it's just like stressful, but I'm trying. And I changed a bunch of stuff on there. I don't know if anyone noticed, but then, research for me is like my passion. That's what I've always loved. So, and I spend a lot of my time doing that. And then, so when you like, I can't go live every night. I don't know how that would be possible. But yeah. You have to watch it to the end. I did. I couldn't either. Yeah, I would totally watch it again. And he's talking to Sam. Spartan health coach, and he's talking to Sam on the side of not understanding and now understanding. I don't know what that means. Oh, you do. Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot you were telling me that there's all this stuff you got to get done, and we got to do that episode. We still have an episode to do together. Or I'm going to come over and we're going to do it at your house. So I'm still kind of worried about sleeping in the scary room and in the scary house now that it's decorated for Halloween. You guys might get to see me hammered and panicking on the late night show. Oh, hey Gonzo, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, it's just a live about nothing because I've screwed my eye up somehow. So I can't see anything within 2 feet of my face on this eye, which makes it really hard to research a case. And it's kind of making even like, we'll see in the chat, I'll probably have a headache if I don't. So don't let me stay on here too long. But so it's just a live to catch up because I've been gone to Colorado, and I didn't get to do anything adventurous while I was there, but I did get to spend time with the baby, and it was amazing. But Colorado for me is like speaking of my vacation, like that place is just like re-energize, like refocus, recenter, just my happy place. I love being in the mountains. Love it. Absolutely love it. There's a ranch that we go to out there with horseback riding, and they give you a lot of freedom to actually last time I was there, I got to train a horse. It was Nita broke in on the trail system that they use, which is very loose, which is awesome. And took Koi, like what a cool name. But it was a new transport from another state. And so, and you could tell, man, like he didn't know where to step. And it was just like so fun to be able to like help him better navigate. And my sister had a wild horse. Well, I always tell her it's like you have to calm your spirit down to ride, and I have high anxiety, but as soon as my butt hits that saddle, like it all melts away and they're just peace for me. And you have to be able to command your horse, and they know if you don't know what you're doing, if they know if you're timid, they know if you're scared. And she is just doesn't enjoy it, and she always gets the wildest, like just roamer, grass eating, weird horse. And this one, as soon as we're on the side of like a cliff and we're trying to navigate this very very small path, and we're starting to come out of the wooded area and then on into like a clearing, and we're going to be going down into the clearing. And as we're like getting ready to leave the forest part on this rocky like ledge thing, something jumps out, like some other animal. It startles the horse. Oh my gosh. Totally reared up. I thought she was gonna die. And of course, the horses do. They want to get back to safety. So of course, this horse is heading back to the barn, which is about 45 minutes away. And it is going so fast. And Lane Frost, who it wasn't Lane Frost, but from behind, he totally looked like Lane Frost. He was a bull rider. He's my favorite bull rider. And I actually have a shirt signed by his two BFFs, Cody Lambert and Tuff Hedeman. Something for you to know about me. But yeah, so good defrog the hard drive. Yeah, love to hear the horse stories. Oh my gosh, I love horses. They're just magical. But yeah, and he's yelling at her, in this country accent. It's just like literally beautiful. And I'm just like, oh, please let my sister not die. Don't let her fall off. Because we're, like I said, we're on a mountain. So it's like, yeah, that would not be good. She's just holding on to for dear life. And she's fine. She's fine. So it's funny now. Are they there that often? I have not seen any. Lane was the best. You know them? Like Cody and Tuff? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have a signed shirt from them, and it's still dusty. Like it still has rodeo dust on it. I may be a big fan. Bigfoot? I mean, it could have been. Yeah, it's spectacular there. Just, it was like we were on a hike one time, and this is kind of like not in any of the resorts. And we just came upon a teepee. There is a teepee. I think it might be in Vail or Breckenridge. But there is a teepee there that's super cool. But we're just out, not at a resort, just actual like Colorado, like just countryside. And we just happened upon a teepee, like how cool is that? Where, and then to go in it, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's actually really big in here. And just glad there was nobody in there, or it wasn't used for anything, not good. But yeah. Oh, and they are in talks of legalizing hallucinogenics as a whole, like psilocybins, and I think it might just be psilocybins. I don't know about like some of the other like MDMA and LSD and all, and like that family of drugs. But I think that it's brilliant, and I've been doing a lot of research on their use in healing mental illness and getting over trauma. And there's actually some studies that I found here in Indiana that I'm considering doing myself, signing up to be a participant in them. Because my thing is like being able to heal your mind and set a reset on your brain chemistry, your body chemistry, your epigenetics, which are changeable. Then just reset your brain waves alone will help mental illness be eradicated. So I would like to be on that boat and not have to take medication. Is it really? I guess I didn't. I mean, I knew you went there a lot, but you got to tell me how Cody and Tough. Hey, Blind Squirrel. Not a big fan of riding farm animals? Oh. Okay. You do? They're a big thing for my daughter too. Horses are used in therapy a lot. And we sent her to a riding camp one year, and man, watching my little girl like shovel shit, and because they had to work to be able to learn to ride. And I mean, she was just a little bit, I think she was maybe like 6 or 7, and she was tiny for her age. She was still in like 40s. And yeah, she would get out there, like never had to wake her up in the morning. Like she was ready to go. She had her little handkerchief on, and just because they actually do serve a purpose. But and her cowboy boots, and she's ready to go, cowboy boots and shorts. And I'm like, nah, I don't think that's what they want you to wear. You got to wear. She's like, but it's very hot, Mom. And I'm like, well, I know, but trust me, you're going to want to wear some jeans. And she came home that night, and she was covered in manure and grass. She stunk so bad, but she loved it. And you can just see that they're her happy place too. Starting to really. I'm just going to be in the dark, so there's that. Because that feels much better. Barry tried to say that there was multiple mountain lions around that day. Yeah, he tried to say that, but So thanks, Chris. I'm a Wyoming most of the time, ran with rodeo circuit for years. Of course you did. You do all of the coolest stuff. All the greats hang out. That's awesome. No problem lighting the way. Yeah. Yeah. A big time. Bit me on the butt. Oh no. Oh. So is there any new cases? Anything of the such? Man, I better not have to go to the eye doctor over this. It feels like there's something in my eye. I mean, I have been doing drywalling, so it could be drywall dust, I suppose. But it's really stuck around the entire day today. But is there any news? I did see that there's been drama between channels still, and some idiot. You know, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it. But I sure do feel like I want to, but I probably shouldn't. So I'm going to not. I'm going to not. Yeah, that's true. Kicking up dust in the kitchen has been the theme of the week. But today was paint, so I don't know. But I did clean off all the countertops, and I know I like disturbed some of the settled dust. I'm looking at this one, King Walker. Briefly talked about him tonight, and is a bit old, but still missing. Is that a baby, like a young black male by chance? And there was like another woman. Is that the name sounds really familiar. Yeah. Yeah. Some people deserve it though. Just for putting out absolute trash online. And being so disrespectful. I mean, just so God awful. Just awful to the families of murdered. Like, they are going through enough. You are not smart. You're not the brightest bulb. Like, because that's what they're trying to do. They want to, I knew it. And you know what? Like, I am never, ever going to regret not. I'm never going to regret it. They probably won't either, because they don't seem to care, to just the way they treat Kelsey and the horrific things they say about the family and Cody. And I could go on. And it's just, I see it gets sent to me. Some I find on my own. And it's just like, wow, like, you really suck. And what it is I think that video that I linked earlier, I think it makes a lot of sense, is narcissists want to be seen. They just want to be, and they don't, it's not, everybody wants to be seen. That's not a problem. And, but there's this uncaring part about it where that's all encompassing. That's the most important thing, and they'll do anything to get what they want. And it's like, I see comments like, well, I found that first, or I thought that first. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like grow up. Like, when do people start getting to the age where you're just like, I don't have to impress anybody. I could just be me, and like, you don't, it's not going to make you look like the true crime queen if you're right about a family or a suspect. Like, you're still putting people's names out there. They're all not the killer. Like when you're naming suspects, they all didn't kill Abby and Libby. I say this with other cases all the time. Like, there is a ton of suspects, internet suspects, people for the Shannon Paul case, but they're not all the killer. And I'm definitely not going to name them because they didn't all kill Shannon. One of them probably did, but all of them. So it's like, I don't have any right to bring that person's name up, and it's disgusting. And it's the same with the families of accusing them, and it's just like, I don't get it. I just don't get why people don't understand that it, like, psychologically, if they had their ducks in a row and they knew everything, like, you got to think of like the trauma of that event and the chaos that was going on. It's not logical to think that anyone would have all their ducks in a row and know 107, 138, all of these dumb little details that people are like so obsessed with. They wouldn't, if they were lying and they had rehearsed, okay, let's get together, like, what are we all going to say? And they said verbatim, like, the same thing every time. That's suspicious. That's suspicious, because in chaos like that, and high fear, and when your adrenaline and all of your hormone levels are skyrocketing, you don't have a sense of, your brain has to compartmentalize, and therefore you're not going to be super consistent, like, gosh. But as soon as they figured out where their inconsistencies are, they corrected them. So there's that. But these people just bash them and just they can't, it doesn't matter what they do. And they're just bad people, like True Crime Design, like just a really bad person. Like the other one, that Joe guy, like they're just literally bad people, and you should watch them. They're not good for humanity. It's just not good for humanity and kindness. There's none of that there. None of that there. And they just want to be the arrogance. And usually when people that are not super smart, they try to come off like they are smart. And it comes off in a very callous and angry, narcissistic way. And all because they're just trying to prove their worth because they don't feel worthy. And so then you see outbursts like that. Like, a truly intelligent person would be able to surmise that that's just an act of, like, I don't know. Lynette, hello. How are you? My bang twin. Hey, soul sister. What is that song? I always forget the words, but thank you so much. Want to be seen, but they can't see others. They hurt. Wow, that's beautiful. But only feed their imaginary dream. That video. I know. The imaginary dream. Yes. But that right there. Weird. They want to be seen, but they can't see others. Yeah. Anne Hatch climb out of the body bag? No. Attack each other. It is. You did. I'm sure you did. You always keep it real. I do too. I hope she just can pay them no mind because they're so dumb and ignorant. Like, they're not all there. So all you can think is that your theory is dumb. How you got to your theory is even dumber. And just like, stop it. But it's been the same. I've been looking into this case since day one, and there is a cycle to the Delphi case with who gets brought up. And obviously things have kind of shifted with this Kagan and his father. You see, I think people are starting to really believe that they're it. I hope they are. I absolutely hope they are, and I hope that there can be closure, and I hope it happens super soon. And I hope they found something that can tie that crime scene of Abigail Williams and Liberty German to whomever whatever they're looking for. I hope. Yeah. All right, Angel Bear. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Hey, Otto. How are ya? I meant to message you today about something that you sent me. But I forgot. So I was been just hurting all day. I did get some. I got the stuff done though. I got what I needed to get done today. I just had to go and touch up the paint around the thing, and then I took a shower and then sat down to start putting the outline together, and it was like, oh, my eye just started watering, and it had been hurting before that, like in the morning, but I don't know. What was that? Good night, Lightning. Hey, Dan. How are you? Good to see you here. Just kind of I've been gone a while, just kind of catch up, kind of talk about cases, but no real structure. Just like a free night. I did watch the Shania Twain documentary. It was really good. My sister was telling me about it, and I was like, it was really good. And then what else have I watched? How to make a serial killer. It's on Peacock. Some of the episodes I knew too much about the Todd Culpepper. I don't want to hear about him anymore. And there's a bunch of them that I didn't care to, but there were some that were really interesting. So it's just like a series. This week, no sign of him. You would think that he would be in hiding. I can't imagine wanting to show my face around anywhere. Like, if I had all of this suspicion mounted about around me, does he just like knock it on social media? Like, oh. I'm here, but I'm going to stop my cam and mute my mic for a minute where I can blow my nose. I don't want you to have to hear that. TK has to watch what's being said about creepy thought. All of those involved are watching. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, like HTC Hoosier Cold Cases had brought up, he was on Rick Snay. I wasn't familiar with him, but of course gotta go be there for my friend. And he brought up Panky. And I knew his name, but he was telling him about like all that he did, and it's like yeah, like how many other killers do that and like insert themselves in that way. And Panky, Stephen Panky, he murdered a little girl. The name is escaping me. I did an episode about her with CJ from Beyond the Rainbow. Marshall. Others. It's gone. But he killed her. Just a little thing, just a doll baby, on her way to like a church program. And had gotten home, was dropped off by her friend's dad and her friend's dad. And he just like came right on in and took her, and then proceeded to abruptly go out of town, like literally on Christmas Day. And then they moved away, but he kept always inserting himself. And then he got on like different, like he commented on Gray Hughes's episode about her, John Lorden. I mean, just like a lot of people. Weird. Very, very weird. And he actually tried to get a girl off who murdered her parents, because he was a coroner. I'm just like, what could he have gotten away with as a coroner? I think he's killed way more than one victim. Yeah. Jonelle Matthews. Yep, you're right. That's it. Jonelle. I wonder what's up with that guy. I'm gonna just have to go and look. It should be in the trial. Yeah, he ran for governor, kind of like a Greeno type, to be honest. Like, he's run for sheriff and governor and coroner, and, just thinks that he is super smart, and he's just not really. What? You got to be kidding me. There was a mistrial? Oh, I'm very far behind. I didn't know this. So, let me share my screen. I'm going to try to read this. Yeah, there he is. A mistrial was declared Thursday in the case of Stephen Pankey, who's accused of kidnapping and murdering 12-year-old Jonelle Matthews in 1984. The jury found Pankey, 70, guilty of false reporting, but was unable to reach a unanimous verdict on the 2 counts of murder and 1 count of kidnapping. On Tuesday, the jury began deliberating the 4 charges against Pankey after a month-long trial. The false reporting charge was added after Pankey testified as a witness last week and admitted to lying to law enforcement in the past about the Jonelle case. During deliberations, the jury was not able to come to an agreement on the murder and kidnapping charges. Their deliberations ended at 10:45 a.m. Thursday. District Attorney Judge Timothy Kearns declined for a modified Allen instruction, a jury instruction put into place to encourage a jury that cannot decide on a verdict to reach a unanimous verdict. Weld County District Attorney Michael Rourke pressed the jury instruction, but Kearns believed further deliberation wouldn't change anyone's verdict. In a news conference Thursday afternoon, Rourke said the family was disappointed. Gloria Matthews, Jonelle's mother, was in tears in the courtroom before and during the declaration of the mistrial. They were hoping for some closure, like we talked about during the course of this trial. Rourke said, I know that they wanted to make a statement to the jury even before the trial was over about thanking them for participating in the process, being a part of this very long trial. Wow. Pankey was arrested in October 21, a little more than a year after Jonelle's remains were found, buried at an oil and gas site in rural Weld County. Jonelle went missing from her home on December 20th, 1984, after a family friend dropped her off from an honor choir concert. The missing child's case gained nationwide media attention as the Greeley community and law enforcement searched for Jonelle until July of 2019 when her body was discovered. Law enforcement began suspecting Pankey the same year due to his suspicious behavior, statements, writings, and after executing a search warrant on his Idaho home. Search history about the case. Pankey's attorney, Anthony Vorst, said in the news conference that they firmly believe in Pankey's innocence in the case. We will continue to inform judges, juries, prosecutors, whoever will listen of that fact. Vorst said he wasn't surprised, but perhaps a bit frustrated. Voorhees said he maintains that Norris Drake, who visited his mother's house across the street from the Matthews home the night Jonelle went missing, is a viable alternative suspect. So, dang. He said he maintains his statements in his closing arguments that the evidence is equally, if not more compelling regarding Drake's culpability. I thought they had DNA. Work said he didn't regret taking the case to trial and that he was prepared to go through it again. I think there was a newer one, though, too. is he now? Oh, gosh. Who is he? There's Jonelle. Right after Jonelle's remains were discovered, detectives. So that's not. Yeah. No idea about Jonelle's disappearance. Okay, well, that's not new. That's January. Let's see what this one says. This is the hard part because I raised my hand and I swore to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Panky told a packed courtroom in Weld County. Frequently veered off topic as he attempted to explain why he inserted himself in a high-profile kidnapping and murder that he says he did not commit. I began a series of lies, and it got bigger and bigger over the years, Panky said, adding, one lie leads to another. It was a bizarre twist in the tragic case of Jonelle Matthews, who was kidnapped from her home in Greeley, Colorado in 1984. He lived 2 miles from the house and had once attended the same church as Matthews, but was not considered a suspect until he repeatedly inserted himself into the investigation over several decades. I told the FBI I wanted to talk to you, Panky recalled on stand. It may or may not have something to do with the Jonelle Matthews case. Panky, a former security guard, used car salesman, and self-professed true crime junkie, wasn't charged in the case for 35 years. He's a true crime junkie. He gets himself in the middle of a murder case, but that doesn't necessarily mean he actually was involved in them. I don't know. Panky often spoke to local media investigators and anyone else who would listen to him about his theories on Matthews. Although he once named himself a person of interest in the case, Panky testified his involvement was all fabrication orchestrated by him to get back at Greeley police and others in the community who felt had wronged him. Okay, so here we have a liar. Either way, he's a liar. So, why did they believe him on this? It must be that they just didn't prove it beyond reasonable doubt. On a case so old is all I can hope, that they're not going to just take his word for it of like, oh, well, I was lying. Like, are you kidding me? Eccentric nature. Oh, please. The day before Matthew's disappearance in 1900, Panky was arrested for causing a scene at a bank and released hours later. It is just one example in a long line of unusual run-ins with police that Panky believes made him a target in Greenlane. Police and court records of what ultimately happened with these incidences are no longer available. I did trust the Weld County Sheriff's Department. I didn't trust the Greenlane police. In the Matthews case, Panky was gave unsolicited statements to the Greeley Police Department, the Weld County District's office, and the FBI over the course of 30 years. It was just me trying to be a big man and be in the case, okay? I had no knowledge. It's a strange way to get attention amidst Vorst. But he says that it's just part of Pinky's eccentric nature. Pinky loves the limelight. He just does for whatever reason. Wow. Oh. I don't know. What do you guys think? Doesn't he kind of? He does. I wonder if, well, it won't be because it was a mistrial, so there won't be any kind of like court documents that are going to be on Justia. Oh, my goodness. So, well, there's that. Crazy. All right, guys. It's been about an hour and a half. I appreciate you all being here, and I'm going to be back in full force as soon as I get my eye figured out and get some new contacts and glasses. And I have to work a bunch this week, but hopefully I'm going to be back by midweek. Blind squirrel. I seriously think sometimes when YouTubers talk out of their ass about Delphi and family, wonder if they're trying to get Bridge Guy to comment in their chat or send them a private message. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, I know what you're trying to say, but I don't think they're smart enough for that. I think they just genuinely think that somehow Kelsey and Cody and the rest of the family are involved, and it's just really weird. It's just weird. And I will never, there isn't going to be anyone that I will laugh at the person that shakes their head at me and like, see, I told you so, like say they are right on the 0.202% chance that there could be, it's no proof of it. In any case, I will never be ashamed of myself for sticking to my personal moral compass that I wish more people shared of not what's the word I'm looking for? Degrading and talking about your feelings of the family of a murdered victim. I think that they're just asses. But yeah, they definitely do talk out of their ass. I just don't think that it is for anything good. I think they just genuinely are mean people, and they think that they believe what they're saying, or they just want to get views, or I don't know. But I will never regret not talking bad about a family or being like, well, my POI. Like, come on, that's just sounds so ridiculous to even say. My POI is a family member. Like, I would never feel bad about not Like, I'm not going to be embarrassed or like, ooh, you're not the best sleuther in the world. Like, who gives a flying fork? You know, like, I would rather have my integrity at the end of the day than to be right, you know? And I think that's something that sets people apart. There's a lot of people in this world that they just want to be right, like, so bad. I don't know, out of some lack of, like, they're lacking something in their life and they just need to be right. I don't care, you know? And then there's other people that just like, I spent years needing to prove myself. I know myself now and I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I just get to be me and I like that. I like me. You know, flaws and all. And it's just like, wake up, like, start to do some inner work on yourself so that you don't put so much hate out into the world. Like, literally, you know? Okay, rant over. All right, guys, Blind Squirrel, everyone else, Chris, good to see you tonight. Thank you for being here. Lake, Dan, always good to see you. I think Gonzo was here. Pug, Hoosier Cold Cases stopped by. Well, or maybe not. He might have got busy. Lips, Otto. We had some super chats from Lynn and Kate, Peace Mule, and Professor Pug with 2. So thank you guys so much. And I really appreciate everyone being here. And again, I'm going to be on Lighting the Way Home for Justice for Lighting the Way Home for the Vanished on Tuesday night at 7:30. So definitely sub, and I will see you guys on her channel. All right, have a good night.